smoking, and he has a really good reason. What is that reason?
My fiance said I have to.
I love that reason.
Well, she wants you healthy. For
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed. Well, she just quit smoking about 2 years ago. It's
That's
good for her,
good
not
for
for me not to
her.
smoke, so she
Yeah.
wants to get back into it. So
Right.
she's got 2 kids, so I get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, what are your reasons for stop smoking?
I'm an extremely healthy person. Never had any issues of any kind. I don't want to all of a sudden just switch because of a bad habit.
Right.
So
That's
That
awesome.
is,
That's
I have the
awesome.
mindset to
Yeah.
want to, but the will is wrong.
Yeah.
it's always
It
that
is.
way. First off, it's a habit, okay? And so, and that's basically most of it, except for, have you been smoking for a long time?
Since it's about 12.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
The longer they've been smoking, the easier it is for them to quit. If you get one that's they smoke every now and again, it's a little bit more difficult because they don't have the habit.
Right.
All right, that's not what it is. It's something
else.
That's
completely
social, like me.
right. And so we all know as hypnotists where it first came from, and that was at birth when you got something stuck in your mouth, a bottle, whatever, to comfort you. And so that's where that began. But then as you go through, it gets compounded. So wanting to be with friends that have a like mind and everything, so we can go out and we go go smoke, or like me, I did go out and get drunk.
The hardest part for me with it though is I don't have an addictive personality to anything.
Right.
So the habit I don't like, but I found that I can completely stop smoking during the time frame of 0 stress.
Mhm.
If there's any stress, it's right back to it.
Right. So the first thing we're going to teach you is how to eliminate the stress before we work with the smoking and the cigarettes. Now, and if I was a smoker, I'd be mad as all get out if I knew what the manufacturers have designed this as. Now, nicotine, the doctors will tell you and everything, it's all, it's very addictive. Okay, well, it's not. They were told that. It's a lie perpetuated by the tobacco companies. Okay? They know that,
Whose phone was that?
not mine.
Might have been my tablet. Did it sound like it was coming from
It's
behind
a
you?
bird.
It's the Samsung stuff, so, it doesn't matter. So, nicotine is very poisonous now. Now, that's the thing, all right? And so, a little drop on the end of a pin, a straight pin like you work with at work, is enough to kill a horse, okay? So, that's not it, otherwise you'd be dead, right? What they do is they put things into the cigarettes to make you addicted to them. Now, they knew right away that in the tobacco leaf is sugars, okay? So they noticed that correlation between addiction and sugars, so guess what they do? They dump a bunch of sugars into it. So I'd be mad as heck knowing that they are putting out a product designed to make you hooked to continue. Now, you'll notice that if you check all the top executives, they don't smoke. They don't use tobacco at all, okay? And so you can go and check that out. They know what it does, all right? But they just like that money. So that's what they did it for. And so, you end up with this. Now, and if you think about it, so they came up with the pharmaceuticals. They're another one perpetrator of lies and addiction. And so now they tell you, well, use nicotine gum, okay? And it has more of the nicotine in it. So if it has more nicotine in it than a cigarette does, guess what? You'd be addicted to the gum. All right? Well, you do become addicted to the gum because they put all those sugars in to make you addicted. So now you just switch from one thing to another. Okay? So, but the patch, now that's just pure nicotine. All right? The patch is 10 to 20 times more powerful than a pack of cigarettes. All right? So why aren't people getting it, addicted to the patch? Well, nicotine's not addictive. And now they don't have anything in it. So, and if you put that on, that patch on, and you go out and you get sweaty and stuff, and it releases a lot of it, it can kill you. So now they got lawsuits against them. So it has that little disclaimer, don't go get sweaty. So, that's all right. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. Yeah, a friend of mine works for an attorney. She's a paralegal, and they deal with big pharma. And she says you would not believe this stuff. They're getting sued that we don't even know about.
Right. And they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
Right.
All the medicine up, there's lawsuits on every pill.
Wow.
Right.
Lawsuits.
They made so much money off of their
care.
product that,
Came off.
you could sue them for millions, billions. They've already, in the past 10 years, gotten all that money and everything. It's just a free ride. And then, of course, they go, oh, woe is me, because we had to develop this and everything. Check and see what they're paying their scientists and stuff. Okay? And the labs and stuff. It's just a drop in the bucket. And in America, land of opportunity, they really like to take that opportunity to get in your wallet. Now, drugs overseas and everything, a whole lot less because of the laws and stuff and other things. They know that they can't get as much money. So they really tear up the Canadians and they tear up the Americans. So they know that they got them. Now, the Canadians, they got relief from it because the government picks it up. But they still get the money.
Yeah.
Okay? So, so anyway, now when you become a non-smoker, what are some of the things that you see yourself as positive things happening?
I don't think I'll pick up anything new because I'm never very active to begin with, but I think it'll be a lot less exhausting to do them.
Exactly. So he mentioned, okay, so what he was talking about was weight, right? Gaining weight and stuff, okay? Another fallacy that they put out, all right? So they put it in your mind, you're gonna gain weight if you stop smoking, all right?
Well, I wouldn't mind that.
Well, okay, so actually, you're in perfect health, so I don't know why you would ask to gain weight. I mean,
No, that's exhausting.
oh,
I'll
exhausting.
be less tired doing it.
And so you will gain that. Okay, the oxygen that was being taken away and the lungs and everything will clear up. In fact, it clears up immediately. So, and I will tell you also, in doing this, if you put yourself right back into those stressful situations without relieving yourself of the stress and everything, if you even just to check to see if you are still a non-smoker and everything, pick up a cigarette and light it, we'll go right back to it because your subconscious you just told your subconscious, hey, I really wasn't ready to quit.
I think it's less the nicotine that I'm addicted to and more of this.
Right, and so your subconscious is going to remove all that and going to replace it with better things, okay, that you'll be doing instead. Now, I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is, but your subconscious comes up with all kinds of, it's just so creative. So,
I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I'll share this. I was 4 years ago, I quit smoking and I used hypnosis. I was in almost the exact same situation. I had tried to quit a few times before because I did want to quit, but I wasn't able to stay stopped. And I actually quit. My boyfriend at the time had quit. And I said, oh, well, to be around him and stuff and supportive, I said, well, I'll quit. But I kind of had this notion that I'll quit for a few weeks to let him get on his feet, and then I'll go back to smoking. But I used hypnosis because I couldn't do it. And he ended up going back after a month, and I said, stop. I haven't smoked in 4 years. Mm-hmm.
So she's a
So
non-smoker.
I'm a non-smoker. It does do something.
And it's not like, so all those times that you would be drawn to smoking after eating and stuff, and first thing when you get up in the morning, like
No,
that.
yeah.
And the desire, it doesn't even go through your mind, because you're going to go back and become that person before you started smoking at 12 years old. So that's why I'd like to know when. So we'll do that. We'll do a little regression work, taking you back, and also reassuring yourself at that age that everything's going to turn out okay. Because what? Everything's turned out okay. In fact, it's excellent, right? Pretty much excellent. So, yeah, except for that one thing. So cool. So, do you have any questions before you go in trance and we do all this work?
No, I'm a jump in kind of guy.
Okay, great.
It's
So,
better than not know. I'm not going to cluck like a chicken at work or anything.
well now, I talked to some of your co-workers and they were all excited.
Is there chicken here?
But no, of course not. Unless you want to, then you can go back and tell them, Ron, I can't believe he did it. And that'll just freak them out. It's like,
That would mess up.
yeah, that would mess with them. You wouldn't do that, would you? Because he's in an atmosphere of these people like to have fun kind of thing,
Yeah.
and play with each other, so. Mess with them.
Oh, they told you that?
No, I observed it.
You should
No, they didn't have
start
to tell
doing
me.
it.
Just mess with them, yeah.
So, okay, so in a moment, I'm going to guide you into a deep trance. I'm going to say the word sleep to you. You will close your eyes immediately and go into a deep trance. Now, I'm doing that, is that okay?
Absolutely.
And when you come out, you feel as if you had a nice nap, a nice massage, and you'll know that all the work was taken care of.
Sounds good.
Okay. Now, normally with someone beforehand, I would do a little bit of hypnosis so that they could see what it is. He doesn't care.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So, but if you'd like to see what it is before we do it, that's fine. But you just said you just wanted to jump right in. So, look right here. Follow my finger. And sleep. That's drifting and floating, closing your eyes, closing your eyes. Letting go, drifting and floating, drifting and floating. And you might notice now, just checking, okay? They do that, all right? Is everything okay? Seems okay to me. Let me peek. Okay. You can go in and out of it as you will. Okay. So let me go over some of the things, because there's a little bit of something there. Even though he said, let's do it, there's a little bit of something. You cannot get stuck. Okay? No way you can get stuck. It's a natural feeling, just like going down the road. You get someplace you don't know how you got there. Okay? You just put yourself in trance. All right? And so, if something would have happened, you would immediately have taken care of it. So you can't get stuck. No one has ever gotten stuck. And over 4,000 years of written history, because the Egyptians, you can find it on the walls and their places, in different places where they were using hypnosis, all the way back to the Sumerians, they were using it. And actually goes all the way back to the beginning of man here. So, no one's ever gotten stuck. Impossible. Okay? Now, you're not going to give me your PIN number or anything like that to the ATM. You just wouldn't do it. Okay? I mean, that's just nonsense. You won't tell me anything that you don't want me to know. Nothing. Okay? I've got my own stuff. You got your stuff. I've been on this earth a lot longer. You don't want to know what my stuff is, and if you start sharing your stuff, I'm going to share mine. Okay? So let's not do that. So now, the other one, and this is typical one, is that you'll lose control. And you mentioned it, cluck like a chicken and stuff like that. Impossible. That's just crazy. Because first off, you're more in control than ever in a conscious state. When you go in trance, you have more control. All your senses are heightened. You have access to all the knowledge of you from the beginning of you to now. That's why it's not allowed in a court of law. Okay? As testimony. Now, they can take you and regress you back, and you can see the numbers on a license plate or something like that, or a time or color of hair or something, or how someone looked. And that's okay. But if you could tell a lie, and I know you wouldn't, if you could tell a lie in your normal state of being, wow, you could tell a whopper that everyone would believe when you're in trance, because you got all that information. And not only do you have that information, you got universal knowledge that you get to pull on to, that other people have used. Wow. So they know that. They've already tried to use that. The CIA, FBI, all the foreign countries have tried to use hypnosis and all, and now it's different than brainwashing. Brainwashing is a completely different thing. Hypnosis is free will, okay? It's a voluntary state, all right? So it's up to you whether you want to do it or not. Just like, okay, you closed your eyes and you felt that, well, I'm relaxed and what's going on? Okay, I want to just check. So it's voluntary. You get to go in and out. Continue to do that. I'm okay with it, you know. If you want to do that, that's fine. Your subconscious hears everything anyway. So that's where we're working with, is with your subconscious to remove this stuff. So it doesn't matter. We can do it with your eyes open or your eyes closed. It's just easier with your eyes closed, because that's 60% to 70% of your sensory, like smell, hearing and stuff and all. So it's 60 to 70% of that. And so if we remove that, then you're not getting any outside influences and stuff. So I'll ask you to, when we do it this time, to keep your eyes closed. You know it's okay. You're safe. Nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to allow anything to happen to you. So, okay. And so, so those are the main things. And I'll ask to talk to your subconscious. And so I'll say to you, I need to talk to Carl's subconscious now. Don't wait for someone to answer, because that's you, okay? It's your subconscious. Your subconscious is going to tell me yes or no, okay? It will say that, all right? I've never had it say no, but you know, we never know. So it might say maybe. And so then we would just work with it and everything. But usually, well, so far it's always been yes, because that's why you're here, right? So, so I'm going to ask to talk to your subconscious, and the answer is going to be yes, all right? And you'll hear it, you'll feel it, you'll know it. Speak it, okay? And when I start asking questions and everything, you'll hear the stuff in your mind. Don't wait for someone to manipulate your lips or for it to come out of the sky or out of me, okay? So, because we're going to clear everything, not only on a physical level, but on a spiritual level, because that's where everything is. Really, okay, the physical level, nothing to it, all right? The emotions that are tied into the spiritual part of him, and I don't know what your belief system is, but it doesn't matter, but the emotions, that's where we're going. We're going to, all those strings, all those attachments, all those blockages, we're going to remove, okay? Everything's okay with you now?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So now, I'm going to guide you into a deep trance. I'm going to say the word sleep. You'll close your eyes immediately and allow yourself to go ahead and enjoy the experience. So you already know what it felt like when you closed your eyes and everything, you let go. So you know what that feels like. it's only gonna get better. Okay? Is that all right with you this time? Okay. Thank you for coming too, because this is good, because y'all get to see
Yes.
the,
This is
what's going to
perfect.
happen.
Yeah.
Okay? So, you should do the little pre-talk that I just did and everything. What I could feel is excitement level, and he wants to do this, so I just went ahead and went with it. But it was just a little bit of residue holding back. So we just go ahead and release that. So you're not going to cluck like a chicken or bark like a dog, unless you want to. Okay? And anything that you can do in your normal state of being, you can do in trance, which you just saw. You can open your eyes and look around. Okay? You could get up and sing. We'd have to put the music on karaoke though, so let us know ahead of time. Or dance, if you need to move around. People think that you get knocked out, okay? That's the furthest thing from the truth. You'll hear everything that I tell you. You remember your senses are heightened 10 times, so your hearing's heightened 10 times, okay? The sounds around you, other than my voice and everything, will just help you go that much deeper. Relax. So, you might hear dogs barking, cars going by and stuff. Won't bother you a bit. In fact, that's the world going on, doing what it's supposed to go do, and that just relaxes you even more. You'll see. You probably won't even hear anything. It's like, except for my voice.
Yeah, and you don't want to come out. You're
Yeah,
so relaxed. You're
then-
just like, oh,
yeah.
it feels so good. You're like, oh.
And I don't want to come out. Yeah. And so if you're doing some healing, and you get to that point, and you hear me say, okay, now I'm going to bring you back to your normal state of being, let me know. This is your turn. This is your time to go ahead, and every time you go into hypnosis, and I'm going to leave that word sleep with you, so that you can go and work with any hypnotist and everything, because that's the word that they like to use. And so whenever they say sleep to you, you just close your eyes immediately and just go into the trance. Okay? And anything that they say, whether it's, let alone your moral beliefs or anything, but you just don't feel like doing it. So I could not get you to cluck like a chicken if you didn't want to. Okay, so that's the fallacy. So, but now stage hypnotists, they want you to think that they got a power to make you do something. Okay, and so that's okay. And if you go to a stage show, comedy stage show, be one of the first volunteers, because you're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy it. You will reject anything that is uncomfortable to you. Okay? They cannot make you do anything. All right? But some people like to go because they want to blame the hypnotist, or place the blame on the hypnotist for making them do these things, while they wanted to do them and just let go. Let some of that stress out. And so, that's how it all works the same. It's still voluntary, okay? They're volunteering to let all the stress out and have a good time. But you'll notice that sometimes the hypnotist will get someone's suggestion and they won't do it. Okay? For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. All right? Let alone moral beliefs, because, don't even go there. That's not a happening thing. All right? It's just not. It's just like today, you just might not feel like clucking like a dog, or barking like a chicken. None of that stuff. Which is what I use. I use a confusion. So, and then they go, sleep. So, it's pretty funny. And so, and you can also do this with your friends at work. Also, anybody that's
Sympathetic when you're doing work.
of course you can, if they want to. Remember, it's voluntary. You're just helping them to want to.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. And so this is really good. You might want to come back and work with me after y'all get married and everything. Because now you made that commitment, and how much better is it to use hypnosis with each other? It just strengthens the bond. You're not going to do anything that that you won't do for her normally. This eliminates all the ego out of it. And so she does it and you do it. And you're aware of everything that's being said and all. And so you get to reject. Maybe you don't want to take your garbage out every day. You know, that's not your thing. And so you can do anything in your normal state of being. You can do anything in trance. So you just tell her, honey, not happening. Let's do something else that I might like to do. What's your ideas? So, you know, neck rub, whatever, you know, something that you really would like to do. And so, and it's the same way. So you get to do that. And it builds the bond so much stronger. Okay. So the chance of you wanting to have a divorce later on, and she having a divorce later on. So be sure that this is, when you do the hypnosis, that this is the one, okay? But you can always put the caveat in that, well, should we decide that this is not working for us, it'll be okay, and we'll still be friends. That's the worst thing that could ever happen, okay? I love using hypnosis and bonding people like that. So. Okay, so now, make yourself comfortable. That's right, I want you to do some deep breathing. I want you to fill your lungs up. And then hold it and release it. Continue to do that. Place your attention on doing that, on your breathing. Now this time, I'm going to give you the choice to let yourself go into a deep trance. So whenever your subconscious is ready, it's going to let you know. You're going to close your eyes and go into a deep trance. And you're going to do it yourself and don't have to do anything. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So place your attention on your breathing. There you go. Okay. Notice how nice that is. Did you notice that, okay, made the choice, and then the relaxation is just a little bit, you know, just concentrate on your breathing. With every breath that you take in, you're breathing in relaxation. Nice and easy breaths. With every breath that you breathe out, you're breathing out stress. Now I want you to take your attention and place it on your heart. And notice how it's slowing down. How you're relaxing even more. And how you find my voice to be soothing and comforting to you, and that just helps you to go that much more relaxed. You'll notice that your eyes are twitching a little bit. You'll notice that maybe you need to relax your jaw and reposition it. And later on, you'll notice that maybe you'll swallow a little bit more. And just notice how good you feel. Now I want you to go through your body, starting from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, releasing all that stress that you've been carrying, all those worries. So, releasing all the stress out of your scalp, out of your muscles in your face, your forehead, your chin, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. And notice how your hands interlock or just becoming loose. Now notice your abdomen, releasing all the stress from there. Your chest, your back, your neck, your hips. Just releasing all that stress, all the worries. Your legs, your thighs, your ankle, your feet. Now notice how good you feel. So how do you feel? Really relaxed. Really feeling good. So this is probably the first time that you've been able to let all those stresses go. And you can do this at any time that you want, and I'm going to teach you that right now. Now stress is the #1 killer. And notice I didn't say stress was the number one killer of man. Stress is the number one killer of everything. Whether it's a plant, insects, animals, reptiles, and especially humans, especially the mammals, chimpanzees, and all, but especially mankind, because man has a tendency to take on all these things that people want him to be. But I'm here to tell you that there is nobody more important than you, not even your future wife or anybody else. You're not here to please anybody or do anything other than for yourself. But by doing those things for yourself helps others around you. So you're only here to learn about love. Learning to love yourself and learning to love others. And then if you want to be truly happy, you become a service to your fellow man in whatever capacity that you choose. So now, this life is only about you and you now. Everybody else has come in. It's like a play. You've invited them in. And you get to invite them out. If you don't like them there in your life, invite them out. No, but it's all about you. And so, no longer will you take on anybody else's responsibilities and stuff, or listen to anybody else that try to manipulate or control you, including your new wife-to-be. It's a natural thing, and neither will you do it for anybody else. You're not here to control, manipulate. You don't need to do that. You're just here to just have a wonderful life, as I said, life, and also a wonderful wife, too. You're here to be happy. That's it. So from this day on, every time that you come to a point to where you need to make a decision, and you make many, many hundreds of decisions a day, you are going to now choose the one that makes you the happiest. Because that's going to put you in alignment to your purpose here on earth. That you decided to come here and live this life. It's carnal, and so choosing to be happy is your purpose, okay? But understanding that you also are here to have experiences to learn about love, and so you might go over here and not choose love in a different direction, but when you get there, you recognize it and go, hey, you know what? Not so good. I think I'll go and choose happiness now. And so you go back and forth until you come into balance. So, now, I want you to go from where you're at right now. Are you okay in elevators?
Yes.
Okay. All right. From where you're at right now, this level of relaxation, I'm going to take you 3 levels deeper. Now, we never know how deep you're going to go because no one has ever reached the bottom of relaxation. So, but it'd be whatever you need to do for today, to do the work that you need to do today. So, and I'm going to teach you a tool, give you a tool, a very powerful tool that you can use to take the stress out of your life. You can make changes in your life using the same tool too, with intention. So I'm going to teach you that now. So from this level that you're at, to get to level A, don't do it yet. Yeah, I'm going to have you go into an elevator, and you're going to either pretend or envision or see an elevator and see yourself going into it. You'll press the button for level A, and it will take you 10 times deeper. Now, when you get there, you let me know. You either say you're there, or you can raise your thumb. Let me know that you're there. And to get to level B, same thing. You'll press that button, and you'll go 10 times deeper. Now, it's usually pretty fast, but it's your elevator, so you can go at whatever speed that you want to go at, and whatever your subconscious wants to do. And your subconscious, you just know, I'm there, okay? And then you'll let me know. Now, when you get to level C, what's going to happen is that the elevator is going to open up on a scene that your subconscious is going to provide for you, which is the most beautiful place that you can ever imagine. And now this is your happy place, and this is where you can go anytime that you have stress. And so what you will do is you'll go from this level all the way down to level C, and notice that the elevator doors do not open except for level C. And so when that happens, you just walk out and just enjoy the view and just enjoy everything there. There is no stress, no worries, and nothing that could ever possibly harm you or bother you when you're there. In fact, it's just your subconscious will start releasing some happy thoughts and everything there, and each time it gets stronger. And so you're going to want to do this, and you are going to do this multiple times a day until you realize that you're a happy junkie, like the rest of us. And so you want to be happy, so this is how you do it. And so you choose happiness first, and if you have any stress, you release it by going to your happy place. So now, Carl, are you ready to take that journey?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to see yourself, or imagine, pretend, whatever you need, going into the elevator and pressing the button for level A, and then letting me know that you're there. And so now you know how it works. Your subconscious just goes, hey, you're here. Now, go ahead and press the button for level B, and the same thing will happen. You let me know when you're there. Okay. Now for this next level, you're going to go even deeper. The doors will open, and you'll walk out and you'll see the most beautiful scene that you can ever imagine. I never know where they're going to take you, and each time they do this, sometimes they'll take you to the same place, sometimes you'll go to, this is your subconscious, you'll go to different places. Sometimes I go out among the stars because I like doing that. Sometimes I go back and I'm on my bed at home, which is the Tempur-Pedic, and I'm really happy there. And so it changes, but what's not going to change is those feelings and the release of stress, the release of worries. And after you do this, you'll be able to deal with any stress that might be there because you'll be stress-free, you'll be worry-free. All those emotions will be removed. And so if you have to make decisions and everything, and you need to be able to make a clear decision on something, so you give yourself that intention of getting the answers, and boom, you're there. Do you believe in angels and spirit guides and stuff?
No.
Okay. All right. And so, and that's okay. I'm not going to change your belief system. I don't want to change your belief system because it's perfect. Where you're at is perfect. You are perfect as you are. So, why mess with it? Okay? So, there are some people that do believe in angels and spirit guides and a lot of other things. But it's not necessary for this to work. I was just curious. That's why I asked. And so, now, when you get to this next level, the doors will open. You'll let me know that you're there. You'll walk out. You'll notice that the elevator disappears, and you can move in any direction that you want. Might be at the water if you like that. It could be in fields of flowers and mountains, clear streams running by, brooks bubbling and stuff on top of the mountains and stuff where it's nice and cool. It could be anywhere. I never know where you're going to go. So let's find out where you're going to go. Go ahead and press the button for level C, and you're off. And let me know when you're there. Okay. Doors opened up. Go ahead and walk out and just enjoy everything. Take it all in. You might smell things. You might hear birds singing. I never know where you're going, so it's just amazing. But it is a very happy place, and it's stress-free and worry-free. You'll notice that the elevators disappear. So now let's talk about it a little bit. If you're okay with that, tell me what you're seeing.
See a wide open ocean, and then a boat, just drifting and laying out on the bench.
That's pretty cool. No stress, no worries here. So, would you like to feel what the water feels like? You can take your hand and just put your hand in the water now and see what that feels like.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool. But not too cool. It's perfect, isn't it? It just helps you relax that much more. So now I'm going to give your subconscious something else to do. I'm going to ask it to flood your memory with all the happy thoughts, all the feelings of love and joy from the past, present, or ever to arrive in the future. It's going to start flooding that now. You'll see images maybe, or you just feel those emotions. I'm just going to allow that to happen now. And now, in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3 and have you open your eyes. I'm going to prove to you that you can do this by yourself. You don't need me. And this is a tool that you can use at any time in your life. Now I want to anchor this, so I'm going to ask you to put your thumb and index finger together on either hand or both hands to anchor it. Or you can do it like you're doing now, if that's pleasant to you, that connection that you have right now. That evidently is pleasurable for you, so you can do it that way. Understanding that maybe you might not be able to do that every time, and at those times you can put your thumb and index finger and do it. You can do this with your eyes open or your eyes closed. Now in the beginning, you're going to do it with your eyes closed because it's much more powerful. So you're going to do it this way. You're going to give yourself the intention to go to your happy place. And so after you give yourself that intention, you're going to close your eyes and put your thumb and finger together or put your hands together like they are right now. Your choice, does not matter. And you can do it in any sequence that you want. You can put your hands together first, do the intention, it doesn't matter. You can't do this wrong. There is no right or wrong way. So, with any way that you pick, it's fine. So, and now, I'm just allowing them to give you some more happiness and some more joy and stuff. And notice how good you feel. Each time you do this, it's even stronger. You go even deeper, relax, and your body heals itself. When you're in this nice relaxed state that you put yourself in, the body's healing itself. It's taking that time. And also it's bringing itself into alignment with you and creating balance. So, and then you're always seeking balance, to be in balance in everything that you do. So this helps you do that. Now, like I said, you can do it with your eyes closed, your eyes open, going down the highway, just like you were driving someplace and you didn't know how you got there. It works the same way. And so it's perfectly safe. And if you have any problems that you need to work out, you can do this right before going to bed, giving yourself the intention to work these problems out, and giving that to your subconscious to work them out for you, releasing all those thoughts that would normally keep you awake while you try to figure these things out. You're going to release that to your subconscious to do. You just gave it a job. and when you wake up in the morning, you have your answers. So, if you, I know this would never happen, but should you get into where you notice that you're having a discussion and it starts to elevate, you can put your thumb and finger together, immediately take you to your happy place, removing all the emotions, and you'll be able to calmly work through any problems. So now, I'm going to ask you to release that, release your hands from being together, and I'm going to count from 1 to 3, have you open your eyes, and we'll talk about it. 1, 2, 3, eyes open, feeling wonderful, feeling great.
Feel relaxed for sure.
Pretty neat, pretty neat. Happy, notice the smiles and everything, because that's what his subconscious was doing, was releasing all the joys and all the happinesses and everything. And so they get stronger each time you do it. So now, I want you to know that you can do this on your own, and I want you to do it. And you're going to do it, and you're going to do it multiple times a day until you become a junkie. You'll find yourself like me, your fingers together like this, and you're just feeling just pretty peachy keen, and you look down and go, oh, of course. Your body's already doing it, and your mind just needs to catch up with it. But it's already there, it just doubles it, or triples it sometimes. And so, and it just make you laugh and just go, all right, I got this. So now, anyway, yeah. So any way that you want to do it.
Sorry, couldn't help.
Laughter is the best medicine.
I agree. I definitely agree.
And so your job also, when people come in to do things, and you're still in trance, by the way, you can't tell, can you? No. You couldn't tell that you were in trance either.
Lazy.
Yeah. It was a little bit like that kind of, I'm good with the world. Feeling. I won't mention the using drugs or anything, but it's that type of, I'm good with everything kind of thing. If you haven't experienced it, you're experiencing it now. So, and it's the same thing with alcohol, whatever it is. It's the same thing with cigarettes. So you can do this, and releasing all those, see, cigarettes, you give it permission to get you up or bring you down. This will do the same thing. This will calm you or bring you up, joyous levels, or bring you down to where you can work on something. Just, it's very powerful. More powerful than cigarettes ever even could ever be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So now, I want you to give yourself that intention to go to your happy place, any order that you want to do it. So you give yourself that intention that you're going to your happy place, and then you can either close your eyes then, or put your thumb and finger together, or your hands together like that, which I do that. That's one of my favorites. It's like,
Comfort thing.
yeah. It's just, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I
It
do that
brings
I
peace.
do too.
Yeah.
See?
I was looking at his hands and it created a little heart too.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it creates a little heart. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty cool. So you're gonna do that. So anytime that you're ready, and you're gonna notice it comes in immediately, and it just drops you right down into that wonderful place again, and you just relax and you work through everything. So whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Eyes open or closed.
To your choice. It's more powerful with your eyes closed in the beginning, so I would like for you to do it with your eyes closed and get that. It's a rush. You'll feel it. It's like a rush coming over you. And waves, you'll do it in waves.
Doesn't take long to get there.
No.
It doesn't take long. In fact, the more you do it, the quicker it happens. What you're doing is teaching your subconscious. Okay, you're teaching your subconscious, this is what I want to do. So the more you do it, the more the subconscious learns, and then it automatically goes on autopilot. Until you can get to a point to where you don't even, it's just, you give it that intention. You can do it with your eyes open or your eyes closed when you get there to that point in time where You don't have to put your thumb and finger together. I do it either way. But I have noticed that if I do it and I physically do something, it's like, makes it more powerful. But you could do it and just give yourself the image. Remember I taught you all about the light switch?
Yeah.
Imagining the light switch. And so it's the same thing. You're giving yourself that permission to do it. And so sometimes you don't want to do that. You're not able to put your hands together. You just give yourself that intention, eyes open, eyes closed, and you're there. And you just notice how relaxed you are, how all the stresses and all the worries just melt away. Now, Carl, I want you to use that imagination of yours. I want you to look up in the sky, and you're going to see a beautiful cloud. Now, that cloud is going to drift down to you. It's going to be and come to your feet, nice and easily. It's not scary at all. Let me know when the cloud's at your feet.
It's where?
At your feet, in front of you. Just allow them to drift down. And it might not come all the way down. Some people, this is a good thing. Some people, it doesn't come all the way down, but it comes down to where it's in their personal space. So some people, it goes from immediately from up in the sky, right down to right in front of them. So I'm going to give your subconscious a job to do to help bring that down for you. And you'll know when it's close enough for you.
Sort of my waist.
Okay. So what now is doing is gathering up all the little pieces of stress and worries, all the residue, all the unhappiness, all the discomfort in your body and any discomfort in your mind. It's gathering it all up. And you're helping it. You're pulling it all out and you're putting it on the cloud. And when that's done, the cloud's going to lift away from you. It's going to go up into the sky until it disappears. And you can watch it as it goes. Taking away all those problems that you might have still been hanging on to. And when it's finally disappeared, Carl, let me know. Okay. So now, from this point, we're going to work with you with your desire to stop smoking. Okay? So you're not here because of the stop smoking, really. You're here because you want to take back part of your life that's been out of control. Is that right? So it's not the smoking. All right, that's not it.
I know. I still want to cry.
It's a part of him that's been out of balance. So now he wants to bring his life back into balance. Okay? So, now, I've talked to you about all the reasons that I'd be upset about smoking. And so, you've taken that in and now you know. And now your desire is to be a non-smoker. So Carl, you told me that you were 12 years old when you started smoking. I want to go ahead and ask your subconscious now to regress you back to the time right before you started smoking. Okay? I'll count from 1 to 3, and you'll be there reliving it as it's happening, and you'll tell me what's going on, and you explain things to me, and where their desires and all are coming from, so that we can release them. 1, 2, 3. And you're there. Now you can step out, or you can just stay in the moment and explain to me what you're seeing. Is it light outside? Is it dark?
It's daytime.
It's daytime. Is there anybody there with you?
Yeah, my parents were there.
Okay. So,
They were smokers.
they were smokers, okay. And so, your subconscious now is revealing to you what the reason was why you first started smoking.
So I was picked up from them.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
If you do not want to share it, you do not have to share it. For this to work, you don't have to share it. So this is an emotional part, and we have tissues for you, and it's okay to cry because you're releasing that emotions and everything.
I just built up an interest seeing my parents do it.
Okay.
So I remember there was a time where they went to the room and I ended up taking one of theirs on their backs.
Okay.
I tried it myself.
Okay. All right. Yeah. But you did it anyway because why?
I don't know.
Okay. So he doesn't need to know. All right. I know why. All right. And he knows why. But he doesn't need to share it. And it's okay. So we can release that. All right. So now, Carl, you are a non-smoker now, and I'm going to take you back a little bit further to before this happened and all the thoughts of smoking happened. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. Subconscious is going to take you back to a happy time. 1, 2, 3, and you're there. Tell me what's going on.
I had a day camp as a kid.
Well, that's a happy time, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. And you're out in the woods?
No, it was at a city park.
City Park. I want you to take in a nice breath of clean, fresh air. Fill your lungs up. Continue to do that. Notice how good you feel. These, what you're feeling, are the lungs of a non-smoker. And this is how you're going to feel from this moment forward. Pretty good. Feels good bringing that fresh air. To have lungs that aren't filled with negative energy, filled with poisons and stuff. Feels pretty good. So we just eliminated him having to deal with his lungs. His lungs have made the agreement that they're going to detoxify. All his organs have made the agreement to help his lungs detoxify. They're all going to work together. They're all going to pass out all these toxins. It's an agreement that they made. Now, I didn't need to tell him that. I'm telling y'all that so you understand what's going on. He really doesn't need to know that. If you want to say that, that's fine.
Okay.
You know, but he really doesn't need to know that. It's like, okay, I'm a non-smoker. This is what my lungs feel like now. I feel pretty good. How do you feel? Well, feel good. Okay. So now, we've worked with that, and now I want you to come back to being Carl at this age and letting go that, oh, before you go, I want you to hug that child. that little mini you, and tell him that everything's going to be okay. Let him know, you got this. Everything's going to turn out okay. And notice the smile and joy on his face. And notice the smile and joy on your face as he hugs you. Okay. Let's release him to go back to living the life and doing the things that he's supposed to do. And bringing Carl back to this moment in time. So Carl, I want you to repeat after me in your mind or out loud. Out loud in the beginning. I am a non-smoker.
I am a non-smoker.
I am a non-smoker.
I am a non-smoker.
Continue to do that.
I am a non-smoker. I am a non-smoker. I am a non-smoker. I am a non-smoker.
He just switched to saying it to himself. He no longer needed to verbalize it. He said it the correct amount of times that he needed to say it. Okay. No, Carl, this doesn't bother you in any way, of course. I'm teaching in class to let them know what's going on. Okay? So he's continuing to say that until, you know, you go ahead and tell him. Now, Carl, you are a non-smoker from this moment forward. And so you know that. I seal this in every cell of your body. And so it is. Now let's work with releasing some of the emotions, some of the strings, some of the blockage that you have acquired. But first I'm going to ask for your subconscious to come forward and talk to it so that we can do this. Is that okay? Okay. Now I want your conscious mind to be a part of this. I don't want it to leave. I'm just going to ask it to not interfere. But I want it to record everything so that it can be part of your healing. So I don't want it to leave. I want it to be part of the healing. And I'm giving it that job. So now this is one of the few times that this is why willpower doesn't work. But in this case, it's going to work. Because now I'm giving your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, connecting the two so that they will work together. And removing everything and helping you to be that person that you want to be. Okay? So, now, is it okay if we work with this? Okay. It's okay that we release all the strings, all the emotions, all the blockage, all the residue, no residue whatsoever, all the times that might, all the triggers, want to remove all the triggers, is that okay? Okay. So this is going to be done in a twinkling of an eye, if that's okay, is that okay? Okay. I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and it'll be done. 1, 2, 3. It's done. So now, I'm going to ask for you to come back, back up with me a little bit and release all the entities and to go back to where they belong and everything. And let's talk about it a little bit. So how do you feel?
Relaxed.
Okay, what else? What comes to mind?
Peaceful.
Okay. What are you? What are you now?
You know, like I'm already state. Relaxed.
No, what are you now? What did you come in for? Oh, see, he already became a non-smoker. So it's not in his mind. That's what I was looking for. Okay? I just wanted to be sure. And I want to reassure him. He knows he's a non-smoker now. Pretty cool. Didn't even enter his mind. All right? Okay. Yeah, that put a big smile on his face. Okay. All right, Carl. Is there anything else that you'd like to work on? Everything's okay for right now?
Everything else is good.
Okay. Should you have any other problems or anything, you know how to get in touch with me, hypnosisbyron.com. So, now in a moment, I'm going to bring you up to your normal state of being. I'm going to count from 1 to 5. You'll open your eyes knowing that you're a non-smoker forever, and it's as if it's never happened. You'll feel as if you had a nice nap, a nice massage. You'll have the desire, the want, and you will find yourself doing the little stress relief for yourself anytime that you want to do it, by putting your hands together and giving yourself that desire and closing your eyes in the beginning, and within a day or two you won't even have to close your eyes. But at night, say you wanted to work on something and you had some problems, and so you give yourself that desire to that intention to for your subconscious to work these things out for you. Why would you want to take that on yourself and beat yourself up trying to figure it out with your conscious mind when your subconscious mind is so much better at doing it? So just give it a job. There you go. Just release some more stress. You no longer have to be part of that, and when you wake up in the morning, you have your answers. So now I'll bring you back to your normal state of being. When we get to the number 5, you open your eyes feeling as if you had a nice nap, a nice massage. You're going to feel real happy as if the weight of the world's been lifted off of you, and we will always be friends. So here we go now, coming up. 1, 2. Notice that the blood is flowing a little bit quicker now. Your breathing's picking up a little bit more. Oxygen is coming in. 3. You can move around now, get the blood circulating. 4. Your eyes feel as if they've been bathed in cool, clear water. And on the next number, eyes open, feeling wonderful, feeling great, as if you had a nice nap, a nice massage, and knowing that you're a non-smoker for the rest of your life. And it will be removed. There will never be a thought of it again. Eyes open, feeling wonderful, feeling great. 5. Right. So your body was healing, and so if you would like a little bit of energy, you can do it yourself using that tool. Very powerful tool. Say, it's getting in the afternoon, you're getting a little bit woozy and stuff. All you have to do is put your thumb and finger together, put your hands together any way that you want to. At this time, you can leave your eyes open, and when giving yourself the intention of energizing yourself for as long as you need to be energized.
Mary, did you notice his aura? Did you see how it expanded? Did you see it expand from that? We see aura, sorry.
It. So the aura is your energy field. Did you notice the color change?
Yes.
How it went from dark to light?
It's
Yes.
scary.
It
It's all
did.
black and purple.
No,
black and purple is good
It
color.
actually was like
but-
white.
Yeah,
It was
but it
clear.
changed.
It was clear.
So it started clearing.
When you had him back to his childhood and taking a deep breath, it expanded. I saw yellow. Did you? I don't know what color you saw. I saw like a yellow.
That's the happiness. That's the
What did you
sunshine.
see?
Oh, hard to say.
And I
There's a
saw
lot
it
of different
expand.
colors.
When you took the
Don't
deep
let them
breath,
scare
it
you.
was-
They're psychic.
It
Okay.
went up like this.
I probably have the most open mind.
So
A lot of
you
white and a
can
lot of purple.
get in touch with me if you would like.
I saw that yellow
They also do
band,
readings
like
and stuff.
greenish yellow.
I taught them how to open up that psychic ability, okay, so that they can look into the future and stuff. We're all connected, okay? But understanding when you do that, I didn't take you into the future. Would you like to go into the future and see yourself as a non-smoker? No, it's not necessary. There you go. Perfect. So it's already done. All right. So he's already seen himself. This never took place. It's done and finished. Okay. You got any questions? Okay. So now you're still in trance. All right, you can't tell that you were in or that you were out. So I'll prove it to you so that you know that this is going to work. I'm going to stick your hand on top of your head. Pretty cool. You felt the connection right then. Your hand stuck to the top of your head as if it's super glued shut. I mean, super glued. Right. Well, it's right. Yeah. Now, you know that anytime you could remove your hand if you really wanted to, but you know that you're in trance, and so you want to prove to yourself that this is all true and everything, so this is how it is done. So your hand is stuck, super glued to the top of your head, and you can't remove it. The harder you try, the more it stays stuck. The more you stay stuck, the happier you feel, the deeper relaxed you feel. Now, I'm going to ask you to try and remove it and find that you cannot remove it. The harder you try, the more it stays stuck. I don't want you to do this until you know for sure that it will not come unstuck from your head. Go ahead and give it a good try and find that it's stuck. Interesting, isn't it? Okay? So I just gave him a prover that this, well, he really didn't need it, but just to help a little bit. Now, you have what I call, give yourself permission to release that. And there you go. And so, it's not me, it's you, all right? All voluntary and everything. So, now you got what's called the little keeper of the gate. I call him Mr. Stupid sometimes, but he's there to protect you. And he's going to question all this sometimes. Sometimes. With you, it probably won't even happen, but you'll sometimes they'll say, well, you just made all this up, and it's not true. And so you say, well, no, it's okay. I thank you for telling me that, and I release it. And it happens until it finally, within a week, it's no more question, but with you probably won't even be there. So I want to thank you for coming out. And so, how does it feel to be a non-smoker?
We'll walk outside and find out.
So and so the cigarettes, all right, you know they're bad, so you're not, so one of the things
I
that
threw away
you,
my pack on the way here.
oh, did you?
So
Oh, I wish.
I came all the way at home and.
Oh, well, that's not even going to be a concern. You know, so you had a vested interest in it and everything, and so that's released, okay? Because what it is, money is an energy, and so it doesn't. And so people think that they're wasting money when they throw food and stuff away and everything. It's not, because you release some energy to go do some work. And it doesn't matter if the food or cigarettes or whatever are thrown away, because it gets recycled. So people just have been told this, and so that's released now. So we don't have it. So, okay. So now, seeing it's a vested interest, I told you half price, so that's $75. So you can pay with check or credit card. I have a pen.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And
Thanks for, thank you.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Good luck on the rest of your journey.
It's okay.
See growlers.
Oh, he doesn't like his ears.
oh yeah,
He doesn't like his,
that's an ear phobia.
He's got an ear phobia.
So,
We need to work on that.
Let's put him in trance, quick.
And so I guarantee my work. Okay. I'm gonna work. So,
It's the only way I don't work it out.
and also, by the way, so that you're still in trance. Anytime you see the color red, you're gonna remember that you were successful in everything. Okay, so it's hard and on the front. This is an affirmation on the back that you read to yourself. Okay. And then, that's me. So Barbara, you turned it off.